Imagine sitting at a family gathering expecting laughs, love, and a little harmless gossip, only for the unthinkable to happen. In front of children, cousins, and even the elders, a truth so devastating is dropped that it leaves Remy Ma herself, collapsing in tears, unable to even hold her head high. That's exactly what insiders say went down when Papoose exposed her in front of the entire family. Whispers of betrayal, secrets, and shocking revelations swirled through the room like wildfire. The tension was so thick, people said you could feel the walls shaking with disbelief. And when the words finally came out of Papoose's mouth, it wasn't just an argument, it was a public execution of trust. A bombshell that shattered the image of hip-hop's most solid couple. Phones were allegedly snatched out of hands. People screamed for cameras to stop rolling, and Remy, she couldn't take it. Witnesses claim she broke down in front of everyone, crying uncontrollably as family members gasped at the truth they never thought they'd hear. But what exactly did Papoose expose? Why now? And how did one family dinner turn into the biggest scandal of their marriage? To understand the emotional explosion that left Remy Ma collapsing in front of her family, you have to rewind through the layers of love, loyalty, and betrayal that built up over decades between her and Papoose. Their love story is one hip-hop fans have followed for years, a tale that once stood as a symbol of ride-or-die commitment. Papoose famously held Remy down during her 6-year prison sentence, visiting her consistently, declaring his loyalty in interviews and vowing he would never leave her side no matter how long she was away. Fans admired him as the blueprint for a loyal husband, the one man who refused to abandon his queen when she was at her lowest dot. When Remy finally came home in 2014, their reunion became a moment of pure hip-hop history. The two appeared stronger than ever, and their marriage was paraded as one of the most solid and inspirational in the culture. Together, they became a power couple, raising children, balancing careers, and even making appearances on Love and Hip Hop, New York, where their bond seemed unshakable. But insiders whispered that behind the smiles and the public declarations of love, things were never as perfect as they seemed. The rumors start to spread almost immediately after Remy's release. Rumors began swirling. There were whispers of arguments about money, about business deals gone wrong, and even about trust issues that began to grow as fame and pressure increased. Fans brushed it off as normal marriage struggles. After all, no couple is perfect. But those close to them said the cracks were deeper than most realized. Papoose, who had built his entire image around loyalty, reportedly began to feel underappreciated. Friends of the couple claimed he often vented privately that he had sacrificed everything for Remy, only to feel pushed aside once she regained her footing in the industry. On the other hand, Remy was said to have grown frustrated with what she viewed as Papoose's need to control the narrative of their relationship, always reminding the world of his sacrifices. And then came the alleged infidelity rumors. Some whispered that Remy had been seen too close with certain industry figures, while others insisted it was Papoose who may not have been as faithful as he claimed. Neither side ever confirmed these accusations, but the smoke was enough to keep blogs buzzing for years. Family dynamics fuel the fire. What made their arguments even more explosive was the role of their extended family. Both Remy and Papoose come from big, tight-knit circles where gossip spreads fast and opinions fly even faster. Family dinners weren't just about food and laughter. They were about pride, history, and sometimes old grudges. Relatives on Remy's side reportedly felt that Papoose was too controlling, while some on Papoose's side felt Remy never fully appreciated the sacrifices he made while she was locked up. These family tensions often spilled into the open, turning what should have been peaceful gatherings into ticking time bombs. It was in this environment, surrounded by family members who had already taken sides, that the explosive confrontation happened. Why now? Why publicly? So the question is, why would Papoose choose this moment to expose Remy in front of everyone? Insiders suggest the answer lies in years of pent-up frustration. One source close to the family claimed Pap felt like he was carrying a secret for too long. He didn't want to hide it anymore. And he didn't want people thinking their marriage was perfect when it wasn't. Another whispered that the exposure wasn't even planned, that a heated argument broke out during a family dinner. And in the heat of the moment, Papoose decided to let the truth spill in front of everyone rather than continue covering it up. Whatever the reason, the fallout was immediate and catastrophic. Witnesses say family members were left speechless. Children were rushed out of the room, and Remy, blindsided, broke down in tears she couldn't control. But here's the thing. What exactly was the dark secret Papoose revealed? Was it about money, infidelity, or something far more personal? Why was the family so shocked? And why did Remy crumble under the weight of it all instead of fighting back like she usually does? Because, according to insiders, this wasn't just a fight. It was the unveiling of a truth that could break their marriage forever. The night that was supposed to be a calm family dinner turned into one of the most unforgettable, gut-wrenching scenes hip-hop has ever whispered about. Papoose, the man, long celebrated as the most loyal husband in the culture, shattered the illusion of perfection by publicly exposing Remy Ma in front of everyone who mattered most. The setup, a family dinner gone wrong neat, was supposed to be ordinary. Food on the table, music in the background, children running around while the adults shared stories. But insiders claim the tension in the air was noticeable even before the first plate hit the table. Papoose and Remy barely spoke. Their smiles seemed forced. And family members on both sides whispered quietly, sensing something was off. Then, as one source described, the casual small talk shifted to the topic of trust and loyalty. That's when Papoose's voice allegedly cracked. He pushed his chair back, stood up, and looked directly at Remy, his tone shaking with both anger and heartbreak. "I held you down when no one else would, but tell them what you've done, Remy. Tell the truth in front of everybody." The room went silent. Forks clattered onto plates. Phones immediately started recording. What was supposed to be a normal dinner suddenly became an intervention in real time. The allegation, and then it came. Papoose accused Remy of betrayal, not just personal, but public. He claimed that while he had sacrificed years of his life to stand by her side, Remy had not shown him the same loyalty. He referenced late-night texts, secret phone calls, and questionable industry meetings that he had allegedly confronted her about in private. But this time, he laid it all bare for the family to hear. One insider who claims to have been present said it wasn't just about cheating, it was about lies, money, and broken promises. He wanted her exposed in front of everyone so they could finally see what he'd been dealing with. The weight of his words hit Remy like a storm. Witnesses said her face went pale, her eyes welled up instantly, and before she could even respond, the murmurs of the family filled the silence. Remy collapses in tears. For someone as tough and outspoken as Remy Ma, breaking down in public is rare. But in that moment, the mask cracked. She reportedly buried her face in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably as her body shook. Relatives rushed to her side, some comforting, others glaring at Papoose in disbelief. Children were rushed into another room as voices rose and the atmosphere grew chaotic. She couldn't even defend herself, one relative said. It was like she'd been carrying the guilt for too long. And the moment Pap said it out loud, it broke her. Remy's tears weren't just from humiliation. They were from the realization that her marriage, her reputation, and her image as part of hip-hop's strongest couple were collapsing before her eyes. The first twist, the family divide, but here's where things got even more explosive. Instead of rallying behind Remy, parts of the family reportedly took Papoose's side. One elder allegedly stood up and told Remy, "Pap is right. It gave you everything, and you took it for granted. We all saw the signs, but nobody wanted to believe it." Another family member shouted back, defending Remy, "This isn't how you handle it. You don't destroy your wife in front of everyone." What started as a marital conflict turned into a full-blown family war. People screamed across the table. Some tried to calm things down. while others pulled out phones to capture every second of the meltdown by the time the argument died down. The family was split in half, one side siding with Papoose, the other desperately defending Remy. Social media leaks within hours. Blurry snippets from the dinner started surfacing online. A muffled voice, allegedly Papoose, could be heard saying, "Key, you weren't loyal to me?" Another clip showed Remy wiping tears while someone in the background yelled, "Stop recording." Fans who saw the clips couldn't believe it. The hip-hop couple they held up as unbreakable was crumbling in front of the entire world. One fan tweeted, "Remy and Pap. Not them. If they can fall apart, nobody's safe." Another wrote, "Pap embarrassing Remy in front of her family. This is next-level betrayal. This hurts to watch." The clips only added fuel to the fire. And soon the entire internet was speculating about what exactly had gone down. But here's the kicker. Insiders swear that what Papoose exposed wasn't even the full truth, that he only revealed a piece of the betrayal, leaving the rest unsaid for now. Some claim there's proof still hidden away that could destroy Remy's career and permanently end their marriage if it ever surfaces. So the cliffhanger now is this. What exactly was Remy hiding that made her collapse in tears? Why did Papoose decide to make it public after years of silence? And most importantly, what is the second bombshell he hasn't dropped yet? Because if part one of his exposure could bring her to her knees in front of family, imagine what part two could do if it hits the world. The whispers of what happened at that fateful dinner didn't stay within the four walls of the Harris household for long. What began as a private implosion between husband and wife spilled out like wildfire into the public eye, igniting gossip blogs, social media threads, and hip-hop platforms across the internet. And just when everyone thought they had the story figured out, a second, even more shocking twist turned the scandal into a cultural earthquake. The family fallout becomes public in the days following the meltdown. Screenshots and shaky recordings started appearing online. The first clips were muffled, grainy, but unmistakable. Papoose's voice accusing, Remy sobbing, relatives shouting. Suddenly, millions of fans who had idolized their love story were watching it unravel in real time. At first, many assumed the exposure was about infidelity. That's what the public expected. But insiders who spoke to blogs hinted it went deeper. One claimed it wasn't just cheating. Pap revealed something that made the whole family question Remy's loyalty, not just to him, but to the entire family legacy. That cryptic statement sent speculation spiraling. The shocking financial allegation, then came the real bombshell. Multiple sources close to the couple alleged that Papoose exposed a financial betrayal. According to these insiders, Remy had allegedly moved money behind Papoose's back, making major decisions about investments and deals without his knowledge. Worse, some of these moves were rumored to involve people Papoose didn't trust, former associates and industry figures he had warned her about at the dinner. Pap reportedly slammed his fist on the table and shouted, "I gave up everything for you, and you've been hiding money with people I told you to stay away from. You call that loyalty?" The room reportedly froze. What had been whispered in private for years was suddenly out in the open. And Remy's tears told the family everything they needed to know. Social media, explodes once the story hit the blogs. The internet erupted. The Shade Room posted, "Remy Ma and Papoose's marriage faces." AJOR scandal after family dinner blow-up. Hollywood Unlocked added fuel. Sources claim money, not cheating. At the center of Pap's exposure, Bossop delivered the coldest headline. From loyalty to lies, Papoose says Remy betrayed him in front of family. Fans couldn't believe it. On Twitter, hashtags like #Remy exposed and #pray for Pap started trending. One fan wrote, "Pap held her down for years, and this is how she repays him. Nah, this is heartbreaking." Another defended Remy, "Y'all acting like she's the only one who ever made mistakes. Pap embarrassed her in front of the family. That ain't love either." The debate grew uglier by the hour. Celebrities enter the conversation as expected. Hip-hop heavyweights chimed in. Fat Joe, A longtime friend of both tried to play peacemaker. They family. They've been through worse. Don't let the internet break what's sacred. 50 Cent never one to miss drama. Went savage on Instagram. Damn, Remy, Pap was the last real one standing. You fumbled that. Cardi B, who once admired Remy, posted a cryptic IG story. Some men love you more than you love yourself. Don't play with that. Each reaction only amplified the scandal, making it impossible for Remy and Papoose to control the narrative. The second twist, a secret that cuts deeper just as the internet was settling into the idea that this was about money. Insiders dropped an even darker revelation, allegedly. Remy had kept a personal secret from Papoose that the family already knew. According to whispers, this secret involved a hidden relationship from her past, one she never fully disclosed to Pap, supposedly. A family member had tipped him off long ago, but Pap kept quiet to protect her. At the dinner, frustrated and humiliated, he finally unleashed the truth. One insider told a blog, the betrayal wasn't just financial. It was emotional. Pap felt like he was the last to know. Something everybody else already knew. This second twist made the situation unbearable for Remy. Her collapse wasn't just about shame, it was about realizing the very foundation of her marriage was cracking in public view. Fans lose faith in the perfect couple for years. Remy and Pap had been the poster couple of hip-hop loyalty. They were proof that love could survive prison sentences, fame, and industry chaos. But with these revelations, fans began to question everything. On Instagram comments, if Remy and Pap can't make it, then love is officially dead. This wasn't just a fight. This was exposure. Their marriage may not survive this. Y'all really thought they were perfect? Every empire has cracks. And here's where the story leaves us dangling. Insiders swear that Papoose still hasn't dropped the final card, that the secret he exposed was only part one, and that if the full story comes out, it could not only end their marriage but destroy Remy's reputation in the industry forever. The cliffhanger is brutal. Will Remy fight back and reveal her own truths about Papoose? Will Pap take this battle public with hard evidence, texts, receipts, documents? And most importantly, will this be the end of hip-hop's most celebrated couple? Because if this family dinner meltdown is only the beginning, the next chapter could be catastrophic. The fallout from that dinner didn't stay trapped within the walls of their family home. It erupted into the public eye like a nuclear bomb, splintering fans, dragging hip-hop veterans into the conversation, and throwing the entire culture into a heated debate about loyalty, betrayal, and marriage in the spotlight. Fans flood social media almost instantly. Blurry clips of the dinner made their way to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. What started as whispers on gossip pages quickly turned into full-scale debates across timelines. On Twitter, 3 hashtags dominated the trending section. Hashtag Team Remy, fans defending her, saying no woman deserves to be humiliated in front of family. Team Pap, those who believed Papoose had every right to expose her after years of store lice. After years of sacrifice. Hashtag Remy, exposed. The messy middle ground where fans were simply reveling in the chaos. Tweets went viral by the minute. Pap held her down in prison for years. He deserves better. Period. No matter what she did. Embarrassing your wife in front of family is low. That ain't love. This is bigger than cheating. If Pap exposed money moves too, then yeah, trust is broken. The arguments were relentless, with thousands of fans jumping in every hour, dissecting the clips like detectives. TikTok reenactments and breakdowns. TikTok creators took the chaos to another level. Some reenacted the family dinner with dramatic voiceovers, making it look like a movie scene. Others posted deep dive breakdowns, connecting the dinner confrontation to earlier rumors of financial disagreements and industry secrets. One viral video, with nearly 5 million views, paired Papoose's alleged line, "Tell them what you've done, Remy," with a slideshow of past interview clips where he hinted at sacrifices and truths untold. The caption read, "He'd been warning us for years. Another TikTok creator zoomed in on Remy's teary breakdown, freezing the frame as text appeared on screen. The moment she realized the empire was collapsing. The younger generation, many of whom only knew Remy and Pap through love and hip-hop, were now fully invested, treating the scandal as if it were the hip-hop Super Bowl blog's feast on the drama, of course. The blogs ran wild. The Shade Room, Remy Ma in tears. After Pap's family dinner blow-up, sources say money and betrayal at the core. Bossip from Ride or Die to Ride or Lies. Pap exposes Remy in front of family. Hollywood Unlocked, Remy, Ma, and Na. Pap's marriage crisis goes public and fans can't stop talking. Every outlet dropped exclusive insider details, feeding the frenzy. Screenshots of old Remy and Pap IG posts, the ones where they celebrated anniversaries or flaunted loyalty, were reposted with captions like, "Was it all a lie?" Celebrities speak out when hip-hop veterans began to weigh in. The scandal shifted from gossip to full-blown cultural discourse. Fat Joe, visibly shaken, said during an IG Live, "That's my sister. That's my brother. But sometimes love ain't enough. I just pray they get through this." 50 Cent, never missing an opportunity for shade, posted, "See, this what happen when you play loyalty games in public. You end up looking crazy. Damn Remy," Cardi B tweeted and deleted. "Some men can't handle the same pain they put women through. That's all I'ma say." Her cryptic comment sparked another round of debate. Was she defending Remy or shading Papoose? Even Nicki Minaj fans joined in, using the scandal to drag Remy, posting, "This the same Remy who came for Nicki. Karma's undefeated." The crossfire was brutal. Pulling old beefs into new drama, the industry takes sides. Insiders claim the industry itself was split. Some believed Papoose's decision to air Remy out in front of family destroyed his image as the loyal king of hip-hop husbands. Others said it showed he was human, a man who finally snapped after years of sacrifice. Producers and collaborators began whispering, would this destroy their joint business ventures? Would endorsements dry up? And more importantly, would Remy and Papoose survive as a brand even if they couldn't survive as a couple? Remy's silence speaks volumes as Pap allegedly vented his truth. Remy went silent. No statements, no tweets, no interviews, just silence. And in today's world, silence is louder than words. Fans interpreted it in two ways. Guilt that her silence was proof she had something to hide. Pain that she was too devastated to speak, knowing her image as a strong, unbreakable woman had been shattered. Either way, the lack of response only made the internet demand more answers. And then came the whispers of something even darker. Sources claimed Pap still hadn't revealed the biggest secret yet, that the family dinner was just the beginning, the warm-up. Insiders say Pap is sitting on receipts that could destroy everything: text messages, money trails, even hidden connections in the industry. So the cliffhanger now is brutal. What is Pap really holding back? Will Remy finally break her silence and clap back? And most importantly, is this just the end of their marriage or the beginning of a scandal that could wipe out both of their legacies? Because if the final receipts ever surface, it won't just be a family dinner gone wrong. It'll be the end of hip-hop's strongest love story, just when fans thought the family dinner drama was already at its breaking point. The final twist hit the culture like an earthquake. The whispers about Papoose holding back receipts weren't just rumors. Insiders swear he's sitting on evidence that could end not only his marriage but also Remy's career and reputation in ways no one expected. The rumored receipts, according to multiple sources, Papoose has screenshots, voice recordings, and even bank documents proving the depth of Remy's alleged betrayal. These aren't just random texts. They're reportedly conversations between Remy and people Pap specifically warned her to avoid. One insider claimed Pap got proof she was making moves behind his back, not just financially, but emotionally. He's been saving it all in case he had to defend himself one day if true. That means the family dinner confrontation was only the tip of the iceberg. Pap hasn't even played his strongest card yet. The shocking rumor here's where the story takes an even darker turn. A rumor has exploded online claiming Remy may have been involved in a secret relationship during her prison stint, and that someone in the family tipped Pap off years ago. At the time, he brushed it off, choosing to stay loyal. But now, in the heat of this meltdown, that rumor is resurfacing with vengeance. Was the loyalty story fans adored actually built on half-truths? Was Pap holding in his pain all these years to protect Remy's image, only to finally snap now? Fans are spiraling with theories, and the internet is pulling receipts from over a decade ago, trying to piece together whether the unbreakable couple was always fractured. Family betrayal exposed the most devastating detail. Sources claim some family members already knew the truth. That's why Pap chose to air Remy out at the dinner, because he was tired of being the last to know, while whispers circulated behind his back. Imagine being surrounded by your own blood and realizing they've been holding secrets about your marriage. Pap reportedly shouted during the dinner, "Everybody in this room knew but me. Y'all let me be a fool." That statement, if true, explains why the dinner descended into pure chaos. It wasn't just husband versus wife anymore. It was Pap against the entire family circle. The career fallout of Papoose really unleashes these receipts. Insiders say it could destroy more than their marriage. Brands that once saw Remy and Pap as a hip-hop power couple would instantly distance themselves. Reality TV deals? Gone. Joint business ventures? Over. Even her music legacy could be tainted, as fans would forever connect her name with betrayal instead of strength. Some are already saying Remy's silence is strategic, that she's trying to protect her career by avoiding adding fuel to the fire. But others believe her collapse at the dinner was proof she has no defense left. The final cliffhanger, and here's the scariest part. Papoose hasn't spoken publicly yet. No interviews, no Instagram posts, no tweets. He's letting the whispers grow, letting the blogs speculate, letting fans choose sides. And according to insiders, that's intentional. He's waiting for the perfect moment to drop the full truth. And when he does, it could be catastrophic. So now the culture is left on edge. What exactly is Pap hiding in those alleged receipts? Is Remy preparing to fight back with secrets of her own? And when the final truth drops, will it destroy just their marriage, or will it burn down an entire legacy built on loyalty and love? Because one thing is certain, this story isn't over. If anything, the family dinner was just the beginning of the darkest chapter yet. And that's where this jaw-dropping saga leaves us for now, with Remy. Broken in front of her loved ones, Papoose holding back receipts that could burn everything to the ground, and an entire family and culture split right down the middle. The so-called blueprint couple of hip-hop is suddenly standing on the edge of collapse, their empire hanging by a thread. But now, I have to ask you, whose side are you really on? Do you think Papoose was right to finally let it all out, even if it meant humiliating Remy in front of her family and the world? Or did he go too far, weaponizing loyalty as a dagger and breaking the one woman he swore to protect? And what about Remy? Was her silence guilt? Or was it the silence of someone too heartbroken to fight back? Knowing that her marriage and her carefully built image might already be beyond saving? Most importantly, what happens if those rumored receipts drop? If Pap really has the screenshots, the recordings, and the money trails, is this the end of Remy Ma's career as we know it? Or does she have secrets of her own that could flip the entire script and expose Papoose instead? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get this debate raging. Are you hashtag Team Remy or hashtag Team Pap? Does this saga make you lose faith in love? Or does it prove that even the strongest couples can't hide the truth forever? And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this is far from over. The next leak, the next receipt, the next twist could hit at any second. And when it does, you'll want to be here first, because if this family dinner was just the beginning, the next chapter could be the one that ends it all.